Welcome to the CastOFF. This is the #1 recasting show on the internet because it is the only recasting show on the internet. It's where two contestants compete by recasting your favorite actors in movies you love. I'm your host, Craig Price. We are back from Comic Palooza. Sorry we were away last week, but, I needed some time. And tonight, it's all for each other and one for all as we recast the Three Amigos. All right. Tonight, we have two returning players. One we really love, one we kind of like. And so, you be the choice of who we got. From the Clubhouse podcast, we've got Alex Barnhill. And from the Big Film Show, we have Devin Pike. Welcome, gentlemen.
I'm pretty sure they love Devin. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm a prototypical bad guy.
No.
Just because, I'm the prototypical bad guy. I'm the Bond villain with the cat in the armchair. Look at me. I'm already the bad guy.
No pants. Don't forget there's no pants.
Jeez. He has pants on. They're just not full length. So, hold on. We got to get him out of there.
Oh, no, here we go.
There we go. All right. A little Bob's Big Boy checkered floor going on there. So, all right, Devin. Last time you were here in May, you were recasting Cannonball Run. And what have you been up to since then on the Big Film Show?
Just rocking and rolling. We're actually we're in theaters. Of course, we're going to have to start wearing masks again while we're in theaters, but we're watching movies in the theater the way that God and John Ford intended. Doing the Friday Rap Party with a different guest each week and reviewing at least one movie, sometimes two, sometimes three on Tuesdays. And you go to bigfilmshow.com and you can see all of the hijinks and how Mark Walters will screw up technology yet again, week from week. He finds new and exciting ways to make Luddites look good each and every show. It's amazing.
Sounds like me. At least one glitch a night. Every time we do the show, at least one glitch happens. Sometimes the same one, but it's oftentimes we have one. So, Alex, last time you were on the show was in June when you recast The Bridesmaids. What's coming up for the rest of the summer on the Clubhouse podcast?
Well, with Clubhouse, we also have our sister show with the Cheap Popcast, which has been doing a lot of events. We were in Fort Worth. We were in Dallas. We wound up in Garland with 3 different events last week. For the Clubhouse, same as the Big Film Show, starting to get back to normal. Sports, always going to be there. We're going to be having a lot of Olympics talks coming.
Well, you're both back from wins for season 3, so we'll see. One of you is going to walk away a loser, and the other one is going to walk away a non-winner. No, you're all going to win, but someone's going to. We'll find out. Hopefully. Well, let's get to the rules. The rules are very simple. I am going to put up a picture of a character played by our beloved actor, and you are going to give me a replacement name of an actor. The best choice, decided by the judges, gets 1 point. If you happen to get Craig's secret selection, that could be an additional point, or it could be a point that you just won on your own. Remember, Craig's secret selection and the best choice are not always the same. Yes, my choice is almost always the best choice, but because there's other judges to screw it up, oftentimes, lately it's been Craig's secret selection gets you just an additional point, so if you're ever behind, there's a way to get back. Person with the most points wins, because we're in America, and if there's a tie, we'll do a double feature to win, and we'll explain that when and if it is necessary. But, as always, this show is brought to you by Matinee Heroes. This Saturday, Alex co-host and reigning cast-off champion Rob Irvin is on the podcast to talk Knives Out, the masterful Rian Johnson modern mystery. You can head over to matineeheroes.com to subscribe, and you can follow the podcast there. And also, while you're there, you can hear tonight's post-show exclusively on the audio version of CastOFF every Thursday as we go to matineeheroes.com/castoff. So you pick that out, and we'll be good to go. All right. Are you gentlemen ready?
Absolutely.
No, but we'll do it anyway.
All right. Well, let's get to one of the more memorable 80s comedies, The Three Amigos, and we are going to start with, actually, we started with Devin, but the coin toss has decided that Alex is going first. So, Alex. Shenanigans. Before we start, do you actually like this movie?
Yes, I very much enjoy it.
It
has been about 20 years since I've seen it.
I was going to ask you if you rewatched it.
Yes, I did.
You rewatched? Okay. And Devin, did you rewatch this for this particular podcast, or are you just going by memory?
I didn't rewatch it for this podcast, but I'll generally watch it about once a year on average. It's always going to be in the rotation. There's about a dozen movies that I will always turn to as comfort food, as really great, ways to stoke my soul. And God, I love Three Amigos. I really love it. This recast was hard for me.
Well, I rewatched it, and yes, it's still good. It's a little slower than the comedies that we get today, but that's not because it's not a good comedy. It's just a different comedy. So we'll start with the genius that is Steve Martin playing the leader of the Amigos, Lucky Day. And we'll start, like I said, we'll start with Alex. Alex, who do you have playing the brilliant actor who's playing dumb? Because this is very difficult.
The hard part you have with this is you can't just pick anybody to replace Steve Martin. You need somebody iconic. You need somebody who can have that confidence while still being an idiot. And I went with a slightly younger Bill Murray.
There you go, Bill Murray. Hopefully this is the younger version of him, because if you get much younger, you lose all form and continuity. But he's known for being Bill effing Murray. For God's sakes, it's him. You don't have to say anything else. But he was in Rushmore, Little Shop of Horrors, Ghostbusters, The Royal Tenenbaums, and as Devin knows, as he's on the podcast, The Grand Budapest Hotel. Every single one of these movies has been on Matinee Heroes. So if you head over to matineeheroes.com and look in the archives, you'll be able to hear us discuss every single one of those, because Bill Murray is a god. Unlike Dan Aykroyd, who was asked if he was a god, he said no. You say yes! So Devin, who do you got going up against the great and awesome Bill Murray?
All right, first and foremost, I'm not going to Doctor Who these casts anymore. If I'm going to give recasting from here on out, when I'm on CastOFF, I am the Hollywood executive who is taking from the current pool of talent, looking at the current skill set and the current marketability of everybody. Now,
so you've automatically handcuffed yourself. So you've decided to handcuff yourself to modern day.
I am playing with a handicap because I found that it makes me a little bit more creative on that. So I took a look at somebody who is currently extremely well loved, an icon in his own day. Icon. The emphasis on the wrong syllable. Someone who can play the oaf and still be rakishly charming all the way through, and who has musical ability on top of it, because that's what all three leads need. So bring me the head of the ageless wonder, Paul Rudd.
Absolutely. Known for being ageless, he was in I Love You Man, Ant-Man. I loved him in Dinner with Schmucks. That ending of that movie with the mice is amazing. And, of course, he played the owner of, Black Panther or Aftershave? The stuff that's all musk. Sex Panther. Yeah. Oh, well, Paul Rudd, absolutely. Look, and here, you don't know if he's 20 in this picture or if he's 50 in this picture.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
And you left off the one credit that I found was really, really important, and that's Mac and Me. I'm surprised that you did not include Mac and Me in that list.
Well, I don't have the ability to run copyrighted material like Coco Productions. So, for Lucky Day, we've got Bill Murray, Paul Rudd. I wanted somebody who was both in real life very smart, who can play stupid, which is very difficult to do. I went with Stephen Colbert. Judges decided to go with Paul Rudd. So Devin takes a handcuffed first point. Maybe this strategy will pay off finally.
Well, I've already lost a bet since he's not going to Doctor Who.
Well, next we got playing Dusty Bottoms. I want to say this is right near the end for him. He had a peak. I want to say Fletch was the peak, and this is right before Fletch. But Chevy Chase, when people still loved him. So Devin, who do you have playing Dusty Bottoms, played by Chevy Chase?
I went with somebody who has the ability to bring smarm as well as charm, and that's what Chevy Chase's bag always was. Very smooth, very succinct in his delivery. And I also went with somebody who could actually look at Chevy Chase's performances and draw from the best pieces of it. I went with Chevy Chase's co-star on Community, Joel McHale.
Absolutely. Now, he's known for a sarcastic TV host, but he actually played Chevy Chase in A Futile and Stupid Gesture. If you haven't seen that on Netflix, that is a story about SNL's early years. So he actually has played Chevy Chase.
Oh, God, I'd forgotten about that film. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, well, we'll find
Big
out.
jam.
We'll find out in a minute.
Big jam.
So, Alex, who do you have going up against Joel McHale?
Well, interestingly enough, the one that won the point in the last round was who my last cut was as Dusty Bottoms. I was debating on Paul Rudd here, but I thought big, dumb, also musically inclined, and who could make me laugh while being a closeted gay man, which is what Chevy Chase is in this, Will Ferrell.
Absolutely. I didn't know the whole closeted gay thing doesn't make a difference, but he...
Oh, that's why there's the joke of him swinging into the chifforobe.
Okay, because he's going into the closet. Got it. Well, Will Ferrell is living up to his last name because when he gets into any situation, he is like a feral animal. You have no idea what he's going to do. Is he going to be Mugatu from Zoolander, or is he going to be sweet like he is an elf? Or is he going to be totally dumb and ignorant like he is in Anchorman and Talladega Nights? I like this pick very much. So we've got Joel McHale, Will Ferrell. I went with Steve Carell because I think Steve Carell plays dumb, and that Dusty Bottoms is dumb. Lucky Day is dumb, but he has the ability to be somewhat smart. Steve Carell, I just think he plays dumb so well. And so we talked to the judges, and they decided to give Devin another point with Joel McHale. So Devin goes up 2-0 on Alex.
I have two of the three amigos. You can't stop me. You can only hope to contain me.
Well, let's get to the third. We have the child star turned matinee star, the youngest amigo, Ned Niederlander, played by Martin Short. And I think he's the most normal. He's very naive and sweet, but he's the most normal of the group, despite the fact that Martin Short is the least normal of the group. So who do you have, Alex, playing Martin Short's Ned Niederlander, the quick draw?
Well, I kind of see a pattern forming here based on prior rounds falling back. Going into this with my memory, I was thinking Ben Stiller, and then there was that's what she said style joke about the male plane, and I was like, I can't get Steve Carell out of my head for this because even though he can be ridiculous, there is that good that he can do, like Ned Niederlander taking the stand to defend the town. Absolutely.
I think he's I don't know if he's musically talented or not. I haven't heard him sing, but he could do it, especially a very young Steve Carell. But you'd have to skinny him up because young Steve Carell was kind of a bro. He was kind of a pudgy bro. So speaking of pudgy bros, let's get over to Devin. Devin, I love you. So who do you have?
There's more of me to love.
Who do you have playing Ned Niederlander?
I went with the amazing young phenom, also musically inclined, can be incredibly sweet. He has this really great delivery that just makes me wonderfully happy. I went with John Mulaney.
Nice. Known for his stand-up. He hasn't done a lot of stuff, so that's the thing about him. He is a unknown quantity because it's been a lot of voiceovers or stuff that he's written. So it'd be interesting to see him branch out. So we have Steve Carell, who was my last pick. We've got John Mulaney. I went with Paul Rudd, who was Devin's first pick. So at least we're all in the same ballpark, Well, we talked it over, and Devin has a full sweep of the three amigos. Oh,
do we
Alex.
have Devin's exes as the judges right now?
Alex, you are in a bad spot, my friend. But you still have 8 points on the board, so if somehow our brains link up, you could just run away with this.
Santo Poco is in good hands.
Well, now we get to the villain, played gleefully by Alfonso Aro, the director of Like Water for Chocolate and A Walk in the Clouds, which I did not know until I looked him up. So he not only is he a fun and great, I loved him in this. He's so good in this because he's so charming. He's not handsome, but he's certainly charming, and you could see why people like him. But we'll start with Devin. Devin, who do you have playing El Guapo?
This was almost too easy of a pick, and I really wrestled with this. This is probably my hardest pick out of all of it. But I went with the one performer who I knew would just go with the gusto on this. So I went with one half of Tenacious D, I went with the great Jack Black.
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously, he's the lead singer, but he's been in Tropic Thunder, School of Rock, the Jumanji sequels, which I really like him in those because he really does a good job of playing somebody else. And of course,
that's what actors do.
Some do. Let's be honest. Some people play themselves every time.
Valid.
And he's playing another actor, so he's playing himself, playing someone else, which is very difficult. So that leads to Alex. Alex, who do you have playing El Guapo?
Well, I think the big thing here is maintaining the fact that while being charming, he is legitimately villain. There is a hard edge to him, but he's also ironically named, which eliminated Banderas and Jimmy Smits for me. And even though it may be low-hanging fruit, I couldn't see anybody but Danny Trejo.
Nice.
Ooh.
Danny Trejo, known for the most on-screen deaths in cinema history. He has been killed more times than anybody.
I think Sean Bean might have something
No,
to say about
Sean
that.
yeah, no. Sean Bean has the most memorable ones, obviously, but Danny Trejo has been in so many movies and has been killed so many times that it's actually it's only Sean Bean's been killed only a handful of times. We just think he dies a lot. Danny Trejo, triple digits, I think almost. I think he's been killed 85 times.
You can't kill Machete.
Well, we didn't kill Machete, but in Heat, he turns into a pulp. Oh, it's gross.
That is true.
Oddly enough, murdered in Muppets Most Wanted. Don't understand it.
I love the photo. You used the photo of him when he was making tacos on the Apple TV Muppet series.
No, it was
That's
Disney
actually a
Plus.
Really great.
Disney
bit.
Plus. I wanted something because Danny Trejo is such a sweetheart, and you know I like him. So we've got Jack Black, Danny Trejo. I did go with the low-hanging fruit. Thank you very much, Alex. Antonio Banderas, but the judges decided to go with Danny Trejo. So Alex is on the board.
I'm not shut out. All right, we got this.
And I do want
the
to
Rangers scoring a run in the 7th. You're great, babe.
Yeah, I do want to say that I'm wearing that has nothing to do with you winning. Also,
My fat white ass.
I feel like that's the kiss of death when Craig benefits from something.
Also, the fact that my wife and I met him and had drinks with him at the Hilton Hotel 2 weeks ago at Comic Palooza. I saw him at breakfast. Sweetheart of a guy. Very short.
What was his beverage of choice? What was he drinking?
I didn't pay, so I don't know. I don't think he was drinking. He was just sitting there with some other guys, and then they sat for a little bit while we had our beers, and then they went to dinner. But very nice guy, very sweet. He got a picture with my wife, and then he saw her afterwards because she was wearing her Trejo shirt. It was great. So Danny Trejo, but that had nothing to do with it because we have other judges. I feel like somehow no one's believing me.
Nope.
All right. Well, now we move on to the damsel in distress, who is the lovely Carmen, played by Patrice Martinez. And so, Alex, after your honest win of Danny Trejo, who do you have playing the damsel in distress?
Well, one of the things that I saw about this is typically when you have Latinx actresses, they tend to be very tough, whereas Carmen is willing to stand ground but is very much a victim. So I was looking for somebody who didn't necessarily have that hard edge, but is so far above and beyond the rest of the cast from an attractiveness. So I went with Ana de Armas. Absolutely.
And she's known for Daniel Craig's sidekick, as we've seen in Knives Out, which you'll hear this week, and No Time to Die, which is coming finally. I'm assuming if you people will get vaccinated, we could probably go see it, No Time to Die. But also, she was in Blade Runner 2049, if you want to see more of her than you're supposed to.
Says you, Sparky.
And here's a movie that I saw and didn't realize she was in, was Hands of Stone, about boxer, now I can't remember his name.
Roberto Duran.
Roberto Duran. It was a good movie, and she was really good in it. But I didn't know it was her until much later, because this was before she became Knives Out famous. So, Devin, who do you have going up against the sweet and lovely, but yet still drop-dead gorgeous Ana de Armas?
Well, my pick is also sweet, lovely, and drop-dead gorgeous, and absolutely lethal in the process. Not as well known, but I've loved her in every single thing I've seen her in. Give me Emmanuelle Chriqui.
It is, yeah, Emmanuelle Chriqui. I said I heard it was Shrieky is how he's supposed to say it. So
I heard it directly from her on the red carpet of South by Southwest 2011.
Okay, I was just going
Brag
back
a little bit.
Yeah. So she is known for dating a 10. She's a 10 dating a 7, which in Entourage, the guy she was dating, he should be thanking God every day that he was even in the same room with her. Right now, she's Lana Lang on Superman and Lois, which I have not seen, but I hear is a great show. She was also Zohan's girlfriend, and a couple other things that she's been in. You're right, she hasn't been in a lot of stuff. She's been in a lot of TV, but a lot of single shots. So, we've got Carmen, played by Ana de Armas, Emmanuelle Chriqui, or Chriqui, or however you want to say it. Chriqui. I went with Ava Longoria, a young Ava Longoria, because I think she's also got all that very sweet and can be very tough. She's very Ana de Armas-like. The judges decided to go with Ana de Armas, and with that, Alex is sneaking back 2-3. Well, now we get to, oh, yes. I just love him in this because you have to have someone who can yell and scream, and that's hard to find. That's the head of the studio, Harry Flugelman, played by Joe Mantegna, but also, more importantly, flanked by John Lovitz and Phil Hartman as they do their things. But this is how they, I think they were in SNL. Were they doing SNL at the time, or this is right before they got to SNL?
It would have been right before they got to SNL.
Which makes sense since Lorne Michaels was co-writer of this movie, so they probably had a couple extra steps before they got in. So, Devin, you go first. Who do you have playing the studio head?
Now, bear in mind, I am the executive who is in charge of recasting this in the modern era. And if you're going to remake a wonderful film, you have to have a callback to the original. So with this, I cast Martin Short as Harry Flugelman with the bonus of having him flanked by Steve Martin and Chevy Chase on either side. Wasn't able to put that on the sheet, but that's what I'm going for. Well, so I telepathically told the judges that's what we were doing.
Well, he's known for this movie, obviously, The Three Amigos. He was in The Three Fugitives. He was in the Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. He was in Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted.
I see a pattern.
And oddly enough, in Second City Television. So, SCTV.
Which was Channel 3.
Oh, was it? There you go. I would say this is going to be a controversial pick. I'm not sure. I've seen him play obnoxious, mean guys when he did the show on Apple TV, the news show that they've got with Steve Carell.
The morning show.
The morning show. He plays a Me Too'd creep director, and very well. So it's quite plausible. We'll go with Alex. Who do you have to beat Martin Short? Do you have Steve Martin or Chevy Chase?
I do not. And in fact, I want to call shenanigans on it, but no. For me, it was more along the lines of Joe Mantegna, his precursor to Fat Tony on The Simpsons. But having that intensity that makes you believe, like, oh, people are actually afraid of him. And all I could think was Bryan Cranston being the intense executive.
Yes, absolutely. Known for calling out anti-dentites. He was a voice in Isle of Dogs. He was wasted in Godzilla. He was wasted in Total Recall. He was in Argo, which I didn't really even know that he was in that very well. And our very first podcast was John Carter, and he was in that. But, of course, we know him from Breaking Bad and being awesome and everything else. Bryan Cranston, I could see him yelling and screaming. So that's a very good one. So we have Martin Short, Bryan Cranston. I went with Tom Wilkinson because I wanted somebody who plays American a lot, but you can scream and yell. And the judges decided on a tie. We are all tied up.
Don't call it a comeback.
This is unprecedented.
I've been here for years.
This is unprecedented. Alex has come back from a 3-0 deficit, which has never happened before. So congratulations on making CastOFF history.
Don't worry, I'll blow it.
Well, like I said, we'll see if that can continue as we go with the German, played by Kai Wolf, who is basically a lot of voiceover actors, or he would play Nazis. So, Alex, can you make it back from the brink of destruction and give us a German?
Well, we had low-hanging fruit earlier, and initially I had Christoph Waltz in my head, and I was like, no, this doesn't fit. This guy is tall, this guy is intense, and he is just a badass. So I had to go with the most badass German I know in Til Schweiger.
Til Schweiger. Yes, he's known for being German because that's all he does. He's a German in Atomic Blonde. He's a German in most America's Muppets Most Wanted. He's a German in Inglourious Bastard. He's the most German Englishman in King Arthur. And of course, everyone makes mistakes. He was German in Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo. All right. I saw the name and I'm like, who the hell is this? And I had to look up. Once I saw his face, I knew exactly who he was. So,
he's the German.
He's the German. He's known for being German. Well, Devin, who do you have to block the potential comeback victory as the German?
I did look at Udo Kier. I looked at Til Schweiger. I looked at Christoph Waltz. But I wanted to go in a different direction. I wanted to go with somebody who isn't necessarily German, but we've seen him be menacing. We've seen him be the big bad. We've seen him be the alternate bad in a film that was horrible in The Avengers, not the Marvel flick, but the one with Sean Connery. I went with Eddie Izzard,
who actually knows how to speak German and does comedy shows in German. Known for being an executive transvestite. I love him. I think he's great.
I love Eddie Izzard.
Yeah, Velvet Goldmine, Mystery Men, Shadow the Vampire. If you have not seen that, is a fantastic movie. And we covered Valkyrie and Hannibal on the podcast. So yes, he can play both bad bureaucrats and evil serial killers. So you definitely have everything you need for that. You've got Til Schweiger. We've got Eddie Izzard.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Big money, big money.
On,
No whammies,
Come
no
on,
whammies,
Til.
no whammies.
So now, here's what's going to happen now.
Oh, God.
If I have one of these, if I have Til Schweiger or Eddie Izzard, this may end in a tie. If I don't have Eddie Izzard or Til Schweiger, someone is definitely going to go home a winner. Because I went with Daniel Bruhl, known as Baron Zemo from the Marvel movies. So that means we are definitely going to have a winner. And Alex, if you win, you will complete the biggest comeback in cast-off history.
I feel like this is a setup for Izzard to win right now.
Devin, if you win, Alex will be just another nameless victim in the wake of your greatness, forgotten in history for all time. We'll find out right after this. So, it's time for some shameless begging. Matinee Heroes has a Patreon page that helps support the podcast as well as the show that you're watching right now. So head over to patreon.com/Matinee Heroes and give what you can. If you join the $5 level, you get access to 50-plus bonus episodes that Al and I have done over the past 3 years, as well as upcoming monthly Patreon exclusives.
Profanity.
At $10 a month, you get the episodes. You get all the episodes, and you can choose a movie for us to do on an upcoming episode.
He's going to create a new level just so he can make this go longer.
I
did.
feel like Craig just won his own show.
He really did.
At $75, this is a new tier we've just added. At $75, you get to help choose the design for our Manny T Hero mascot T-shirt, and you'll get a free shirt out of it. So not only will you help us create and pick, because we've had a great Jaws Manny T-shirt. We had a great.
At $100 per month, you get Rosemary's Baby.
No, at $100, if you could do $100, you get to be on the show as a guest. So you guys have been on the show before, so look at that. So head over to.
Grandfathered in.
That's patreon.com/Matinee Heroes, or head over to matineeheroes.com and donate to just give a one-time donation as you see fit. But enough begging. We have a tie to break.
Do we?
So we have Til Schweiger. We have Eddie Izzard. Til Schweiger is someone I've never heard of until I saw his face. Eddie Izzard is a beloved comedian known around the world who's not only active in the community. Yeah, I'm going to stall. We still got 1 minute till 6:30.
I'm looking.
Well, the judges decided, and history has been made. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex has come back from a 3-0 deficit to win. And Alex, you are today's winner. And you have today's final thought. So, Alex, what is your final thought?
Now, I want to plug stuff, but one thing you should do is go to whoneedsleep.org. Donate what you can. But I'm going to use this for a little bit of a different platform, Craig.
Uh-oh.
Rob has been ducking me on this show for months. I want that belt. I want my shot at the champ.
Well, you may see that at Who Needs Sleep because we will be there. CastOFF will be there at Who Needs Sleep this December. I want to say 3rd or 4th, 4th or 5th?
4th and 5th.
4th and 5th. So sometime around the 5th at 1:30 a.m., you'll see me on the CastOFF with you guys. Maybe that'll be the thing. Maybe I'll completely ignore you, Alex, and you'll not be allowed on the show ever again. I don't know. You'll have to come and watch.
It is the war to settle the score, and I almost want to dial him in now.
No.
I almost want to dial him in.
I know where he is. He's not available.
No. No.
Damn it, fine.
Yeah, we can't do that. But
we can.
We
You just
can't.
won't let me.
No, I can't. So,
Mr. McMahon.
but we still have stuff going on for next week. Next week on the CastOFF, we continue our Western comedy theme as Liz Cerna returns, and also returning guest Tammy Anderson recast the Billy Crystal classic. You got it, folks. City Slickers. Yes, next week, City Slickers. But you can be on the show if you want to be a contestant. You can apply at matineeheroes.com/castoff/application. Long the one there. Or you can just email me at mhcastoff@gmail.com and I will send you the link because I will not entertain random BS questions from little simpletons. But you could be on the show. We've had people on the show who have submitted. It's pretty much a guarantee as long as you're not crazy. And even if you are crazy, you have to be entertaining crazy. You can follow us on Twitter at the CastOFF Show. We have a group of Matinee Heroes. MatineeHeroes.com/castoff. You can link to the YouTube channel. So we need subscribers. We're about 44 people short. So if everybody could just create a duplicate identity on YouTube and subscribe again, that'd be great. Or you can watch us on twitch.tv/matineeheroes. Special thanks to additional judges Kerry Gordon, who I always want to thank him. He always looks out for me at Comic Palooza, and I always appreciate him. He'll be on the CastOFF as we do a special Metal Geeks only show sometime in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And of course, one of our favorite guest co-hosts who subs for Alan when he's not there, Elizabeth Rapp. So, on behalf of Devin, Pike, and today's winner, Alex Barnhill, I'm Craig Price. Thank you so very much for watching. This has been the CastOFF. We'll see you next week.